Alright guys, so now we're at the next part of our project. We want to take what we've created last time and we're going to add eyes, and you can add a little bit of extra if you have hair or you want to add something with a little bit different color. So this is my clay that I pinched off from the time before. If you didn't pinch it off from the time before, you won't be able to have enough clay for this part, so you might have to draw it on. I'm going to take this and I'm going to break it into a few parts. So I'm going to break it into parts that I think would be good for the eyes. If I'm kind of measuring it, looking based off of how big that space is, and I want my eyes to be the same size. So you're going to start with the eyes by kind of rolling them into the shape of a ball, okay, and then you're going to put them where you think they go, and just want to flatten them down a little bit. Now the clay should stick to the other clay pretty well. If it doesn't, you can always use a dot of glue where you put that down and that clay will stick down a lot better. So just use a little dot of glue if you're having trouble getting it to stick. Once you put it down though, it's usually good. You can't really peel it up and try it again. I am going to use a little bit of this clay for hair, so I'm going to use some of the same techniques to get the clay colored. I'm going to add a blue and a black to make his hair like a blue-black color. You don't ever really get it black. You need to use that at the end, maybe to color once the clay is dry, because it would just take too long. So it's going to be like a blue-gray color for his hair. So here you see me using the pizza taco tear technique, mixing the color into the clay. Okay guys, once you have created the hair color that you really want for your clay, the next step would be to add it on. So depending on what your person's or your creature's hair looks like, you might want to do some different things. If you don't have a lot of hair, you probably don't need this much clay. You might just want to break off a piece here and kind of flatten it out, and then you can kind of place it on there for wherever you think the hair would go. There's some other ways too, where you see sometimes you can take maybe break off little tiny balls and then roll them and then place them on. You could do like little parts like this and then make little spikes, and then I could add some hairs on like that. If you kind of wanted like a longer hair, sort of like a dread or a braid, you could kind of roll a longer line. So you can break off a little piece and roll it into a little bit longer of a line. You can just do that over and over. That might be kind of cool. Once these clay sticks together, that's going to stick. So you could do parts like this. And if it's too big, then you can kind of break it off and try to change it as you go. So figure out the hair that looks best for yours before you go ahead and shape it and then put it down. Okay, I'm going to make some little braids for mine, and I'm going to put those on. So here you see me rolling and then twisting the clay to make the braids and then putting it on. Okay, so now mine is done. I took these pieces, I rolled them, I twisted them together, kind of make little braids for the hair. And I still want to add some more details into the eyes, into the face. I want to draw those on later, but I really don't want to do that until this is dry. I want my clay to be completely dry before I add any extra details on like that. We're also going to draw some details into the bag so we can make it look like an actual puppet. So just take this, put it back in your bag, let it dry for next week, and then we're going to draw some more details on it to finish our artworks up. So for this week, all you really need to do is just get the eyes and the hair down.